Good morning, students. Today we learn the continued part of the chapter 4 in science, that is sorting materials into groups. In the previous class, we learned that there is a vast varieties of objects around us. Object, it is anything that we can see or touch is called as an object. For example, pencil, book, chair and duster, etc. Here, pencil, it is an object that it can be seen and touched and used for writing words. So it is in anything that we can see or touch. So there is a varieties of objects can be put into some groups. So objects around us have different shapes, different colors, are made from different materials and also have different uses. In the previous class, you have also learned that about materials. Materials is a substance which is used in making different objects. So they are classified mainly into two types, that is naturally occurring material and man-made materials. And we also learned about examples of naturally occurring materials, that is wood, cotton, jute, silk, sand, etc. While man-made material are plastic, glass, nylon, etc. We also learned about the examples of objects and examples of materials. Let us study some important properties of materials. So, some important properties of materials are as hardness, appearance, insoluble, luster, transparent, translucent and opaque. These are the important properties of materials. So materials is a substance which is used in making different objects. For example, examples of materials are wood, paper, leather, plastic, cotton, etc. These are the examples, some of the examples of material. So from materials you can make different objects. For example, objects made of materials are different objects made of materials are. For example, if you consider wood, it will manufacture or it will be obtained different objects like chair, table, flag, bullock cart and its wheels, etc. So materials is a substance which is used in making different objects. So the important properties of materials are appearance, hardness, insoluble, luster, transparent, translucent and opaque. So these are the properties of materials. Let us discuss these important properties of materials one by one. The first one is appearance. So appearance means the materials usually look different from each other. For example, look at this picture. Wood, copper, aluminium pipes are there. Wood looks different from iron, and iron, look at the picture dear students, wood looks different from iron and iron looks different from copper and copper looks different from aluminium. In this way, our appearance of each materials is different. Therefore, materials usually look different from each other. In this picture, wood is different from iron and iron is different from copper and copper is different from aluminium. In this way, every material as its appearance is different. So, appearance is nothing but the state, condition, manner or style in which a object appears. So, it is the state, condition, manner or style in which a object appears. For example, if we consider any objects, it will be of two types. First one is with luster and second one is without luster. Therefore, the state, condition, manner or style in which a object appears is of two types, that is with luster and without luster objects. The special kind of shine present on natural materials. There is a special kind of shine present on natural materials, or shine appears when they are freshly cut or sandpapered is called as luster. So, special kind of shine present on natural materials or shine appears when they are freshly cut or sandpapered is called as luster. Dear students, look at this picture. Here iron nails are there. So iron nails, when rusting takes place after few days, when iron is kept, it will becomes rust. This is called as rusting of iron, and rust on iron nails. That is, in first figure it is new iron nails, and in second figure when rusting takes place, iron nails look like this. So here it is a lustrous nails, while it is non-lustrous nails. So here it is shining. The new a special kind of shine is present on the new iron nails, but here there is no shine. So this is an lustrous material, this is non-lustrous materials. So examples for lustrous materials are iron nails, mercury, iron, diamond, aluminium, copper, graphite, etc. These are the examples for lustrous materials. Lustrous means shining materials. Therefore, the examples of lustrous materials are mercury, iron, diamond, aluminium, copper and graphite. While non-lustrous materials means there is no shining in these materials. So rusting of iron, cardboard, plastic, wood are the examples for non-lustrous materials. Look at this, dear students. Here some more examples for lustrous and non-lustrous materials. So here lustrous, the way light reflects through a mineral is called as lustral. So the way light reflects through a mineral is called as lustral. So materials that have such luster are usually metals. For example, gold. Look at this picture. Gold, copper, pyrite are the examples of metals having luster. So luster means the way light reflects through a mineral is called as lustral. Therefore, examples for lustrous materials are gold, copper and pyrite. And next one is hardness or softness of the material. This is one of the important properties of materials, that is hardness or softness. So materials which can be compressed or scratched easily are called as softness. So for example, cotton, sponge, look at this picture. This is cotton, this is sponge. So materials which can be compressed or scratched easily are called as softness or softness materials. For example, if you touch it, if you put cotton in your hands, it will be compressed easily, very easily. Therefore it is an example for softness. Therefore examples for softness is cotton and sponge. Look at this picture. This is cotton and this one is second figure is sponge. Therefore these materials are compressed very easily. Dear students, look at this picture. This is iron and wood. So the figure given here are iron. This is iron pipe. This is wood. These materials which are difficult to compress. These are the materials which are difficult to compress are called as hard or hardness of the materials. Examples are iron and wood. So these materials which cannot be compressed or scratched easily are called as hardness of the materials. So these materials which are difficult to compress are called as hardness of the materials. For examples of hardness are iron and wood. Another important properties of material is solubility. So most of the materials here, some liquids and gases also dissolve in water. These are called as soluble substances. The substances which are soluble in water are called as soluble substances. Here most of the material including liquid and gases are dissolved in water. These are called as soluble substances. So some substances are not dissolved in water are called as insoluble substances. Here some of the materials or substances are not dissolved in water are called as insoluble materials or insoluble substances. Dear students, look at this picture. Here three glasses containing water have been taken. Here you have to take 3 glass containing water. So here you have to take 3 substances or materials. First one is salt and second one is sugar and third one is soil. So you have to take 3 substances. In first class you have to pour salt inside the glass, and in second glass you have to put sugar inside the glass, and in third glass you have to put soil inside the glass. So after sometimes after 5 minutes you have to look the glass. So what will be observed? So in first and second glasses salt and sugar is dissolved because it is dissolvable in water. Therefore only soil will be displaced at the bottom of the glass. So soil will be displaced in the bottom of the glass. This is because it is insoluble in water, while salt and sugar are soluble in water. Therefore they dissolve inside the water, but soil does not dissolve inside the water. Therefore it settles at the bottom of the glass. So solubility is the ability of a substance to get completely dissolved in water is called as solubility. The ability of a substance to get completely dissolved in water is called as solubility. For example, salt and sugar. So these are the substances to get completely dissolved in water. So it is called as solubility. Insolubility. The material does not dissolve in water is called as insolubility. Example, sand. Sand in water. This sand does not dissolve in water, therefore insoluble. So next one, soluble. The material that get dissolved in water completely is called as soluble material. For example, salt, sugar, etc. So salt, sugar completely dissolves in water, therefore it is a soluble material. Another properties of material is float or sink in water. Float or sink in water. Here lighter material or light material will float while heavy material will settle down at the bottom of the water. For example, light material will float in water. For example, if you take dried leaves fallen on the surface of a pond, will float on water or float in water. For example, dried leaves fallen on the surface of a pond, and also a drops of honey in the water will float, while heavy material will settle down at the bottom of the water. For example, sand or iron. When it fell into the water, it will settle down at the bottom of the water, because iron and sand are heavy material, while dried leaves and honey is lighter material. Therefore, lighter material will float while heavy material will settle down at the bottom of the water. And another properties of material is transparency. Here transparency is classified into three main types, that is transparent, opaque and translucent materials. Here first one is transparent material. Here transparent materials are those substances or materials through which things can be seen easily, are called as transparent materials. Transparent materials through which things can be seen easily are called as transparent. Look at this picture, students. It is a glass, and inside glass water is there, and here this is also a glass. So glass and water, air and some plastics through which we can see easily. Such objects are called as transparent. For examples, glass, water, air and some plastics, etc. These are the examples for transparent materials. And next one is translucent. The materials through which objects can be seen but not clearly are known as translucent objects. Here the materials through which objects can be seen but not clearly, such objects are called as transparent translucent objects. For example, tissue paper, waxed paper, frosted window are the examples of translucent materials. Here in these materials objects can be seen but not clearly. So such materials are called as translucent materials. Here the objects in this window, objects can be seen but not clearly. Such objects or materials are called as translucent materials. Look at this picture. It is an opaque part of the object. Here, these materials through which you are not able to see. Such materials are called as opaque material. So this figure shows the transparency of the material. Here in window, outside the window, giraffe is there. So in transparent material it can be seen very easily. So in this picture we are seeing giraffe very clearly. So such object or such material is called as transparent material. In next part, in second part, in this picture it is which can be seen, giraffe can be seen but not clearly. Such object or material is called as translucent material. In third part of the figure it shows it cannot be seen, it cannot be seen the object, or which cannot be able to see. Such objects are the opaque materials or objects. So this figure, dear students, this figure shows the transparency of the material. In first figure we can able to see clearly, therefore it is a transparent material. In second picture we can see the image but not clearly, therefore it is translucent material. In last part of the figure you cannot see anything, therefore it is an opaque material. So materials are grouped together on the basis of similarities and differences in their properties. Therefore materials are grouped together on the basis of similarities or differences in their properties. Therefore things or materials are grouped together for convenience and to study their properties. So materials are grouped together for convenience and to study their properties. So these are all the important properties of materials. Dear students, let us take homework for today. So first one, match the objects given below with the materials from which they could be made. Remember, an object could be made from more than one material, or and a given material could be used for making many objects. So here you have to match the objects given below with the materials given. So here table is given. First table is objects, second table is materials. You have to match the following objects. In objects column, book, tumbler, chair, toy, shoes is given. So in first column, that is objects, book, tumbler, chair, toy, shoes is given. So in materials column, second column, that is glass, wood, paper, leather, plastics is given. So in second column materials, glass, wood, paper, leather, plastics is given. So you have to match the following objects given below with the materials from which they could be made. So here you have to match the objects given below with the materials. Here objects is given, in this column materials is given. You have to match the following objects with materials. So that's all for today. Thank you.